Tonight, Burton TV News have been invited to the Tower Brewery here in Burton-on-Trent, and it's really loud, so you'll have to excuse the noise. We've been invited to a special event, and I'm going to be talking to Dawn Green, who's the Chief Exec from Citizens Advice Bureau. Hi Dawn.
Hello there.
And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Having a great night.
Awesome. So what is this event that we're at tonight?
I work for a local charity that provides free legal advice for local people. We struggle for funds, so we're doing some fundraising. Tonight is one of those events. We've been kind enough to be given the brewery free of charge, and all 4 bands that are playing tonight are paid for free as well. And all the staff that work with the Citizens Advice Bureau are given their time freely tonight as well.
What sort of made you do this kind of event here tonight?
I came for a drink here one night and we got talking to John, who runs the brewery, and another friend was with me, and we just talked about how we could do a fundraiser. But it was only probably about 2 months ago, so a lot of hours have gone into preparing this, but really pleased with it. We've had loads of people come through the door paying tonight. We'd already sold 160 tickets before we started, so very, very, very pleased.
That's pretty impressive. How long have you worked for the Citizens Advice Bureau for?
I've worked for the one in East Staffordshire for about 7 years, but I've been working for the Citizens Advice Bureau service for about 17 years in different roles, in different bureaus.
Okay, and just for people that don't know, what do the Citizens Advice Bureau actually do for people in the community?
Okay, we provide free, confidential, impartial and independent legal advice. So anybody that's got a problem with, say, managing their finances or welfare benefits, housing or employment, they can come to us as long as they live or work in East Staffordshire, and we'll provide them with free advice that will help them move their lives forward, hopefully.
Okay, and what are you raising money for tonight?
To be able to continue to give that advice. It's very difficult to work as a charity at the moment. The same as everything, there's not much cash around. Therefore, we're having to work harder, and whilst this seems like a fun event, which it will be, I'm sure, it's still a lot of hard work.
I'm here tonight with the headlining act at the Tower Brewery, who are the F4, which consists of...
Dave, vocals and guitar.
Dan, bass player.
Nick, drums.
Aidy, guitar.
And how long have you guys been playing together?
We first got together in 1919, just after the First World War, and we've been playing locally ever since.
Any other answers on that question?
Well, the sensible answer is around about 6 to 7 years, I think. Yeah. And we're still enjoying it. It's lovely. Yeah.
What kind of genre of music would you say that you are?
That's very, very difficult because recently recorded an album and there are lots of different styles on there. So to nail us down to one particular genre is a little bit difficult. There's a bit of rock in there. There's a bit of orchestral, sort of ballady type stuff in there. There's all sorts. We push each other to the limits.
Ooh, that's an interesting band. You push each other to the limits. Who are your main musical influences?
For me, Paul Weller has been a big influence. Green Day. Zeppelin, the Colts.
Yeah. So a little bit of Zeppelin in there. Roger Waters, Pink Floyd, and Crowded House.
To be talking to 5 Days of November, who everybody in this venue is raging about, and they're just going to introduce themselves for me.
Hey, I'm George Mills, I'm lead guitarist and lead vocalist of the band. I'm George Collins and I play drums. I'm Willie Arnold, I'm the lead guitarist. I'm Ben Jordan, I play bass.
Okay guys, so what kind of music do you play? Who's going to answer this question for us?
So it's alternative kind of rock and roll, kind of quite a mixture of stuff, but like I say, it's based around the alternative sort of rock and roll roots, so yeah, quite
it's just a simplistic kind of just a four-piece band going for it, you know, whatever it is.
Going for it. What kind of terminology is going for it?
Yeah,
Mills?
Yeah, just getting stuck in and doing as much as possible and playing the right music and just doing what we love most, basically, and just going for it, yeah.
Going for it. So, going for it. Who are your main musical influences? You can all answer this, I'll pass it along.
Personally, me, I'm like a massive like underground sort of grungy fans of like likes of sort of, you know, BRMC to like right through to the electro lights of the Foals and stuff like that. So it's quite a mixture and quite a range over the band, but yeah, so yeah.
I'm kind of like the old one out because I listen to like jazz, a lot of jazz music and quite a lot of folk music, which doesn't really fit in with others, but...
You like the plinky plonky side of life?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Like my influence is Buddy Rich and these guys are all like heavy rock stars and mine's a jazz drummer. So.
Are you the dreamer of the band?
That's probably Mills.
It's probably
a combination.
Yeah. All right, okay. And you?
I'm into a lot of stuff like blues and punk. Quite a wide variety, probably similar to George, really. Yeah, just anything right from like The Clash through to Kings of Leon, that kind of thing. Yeah, yeah, big wide variety, really. I quite like all the modern stuff like Foals, Salt J, Biffy Clyro, all that sort of stuff.
If you live in Burton and you want a good time and you like music, come down and see 5 Days in November because it's bang on and the supporting acts are great, they're humorous, you know what I mean, the sound. And most of the time they're at Tower Brewery, which is a good venue, ale, there's everything you need. Do you know what I mean? It's a big venue.
The only thing you need is ale.
There's a lot of people down here, and whatever if you come on your own, you'll find enough people, to mingle. Do you know what I mean? You know, so it's sound. Trust me. Nice. Music's dying out in Burton because you never see any bands nowadays. These guys are picking up. I've been with them in school, and they're a good group of lads, and they will try their hardest, trust me.
We've managed to find Riot Radio, which is quite an exciting new and up-and-coming project, and this is Amy from Riot Radio, who's just going to tell you a little bit about it.
Basically, we are streamed over the internet, and for anyone who wants to listen, basically, we are a recovery radio, so we do talk about substance misuses, but also we've had people talking about, you know, other addictions, so it's an addiction site really, and also recovery.
Okay, and who are your co-team that are also here?
I'm Paul. I think I'm a bodyguard, really.
Yeah. What's your official title apart from part-time bodyguard?
I'm on the radio as well, producer.
And presenter?
Yeah, and general dog's body.
And yourself?
I'm Merlin, presenter, producer for the radio as well.
Technical genius.
Sort of.
Well, I'm maybe stepping that and I now.
Yeah.
I've figured out quite a lot of stuff being up there on my own.
Oh, Amy's about to take over Riot Radio. Watch this space.
Had Anna from the CAB came on the show the other day to talk about what the CAB does, so that's why we're here really.
What do you think your future holds at Riot Radio within the community of Burton-on-Trent?
I don't know. Well, we are hoping to go, depending how we go in the next couple of months, we're going to see if we can get an FM licence in August, so that's going to be quite big. But I think our aims at the moment are just the Recovery Fest that's coming up on the 12th and 13th of March in London. So we're going to be concentrating on that and just to see where it goes, really.
I'm now with the British IBM, who played earlier on this evening, and the IBM consists of?
AD. David.
And what are your roles within your duet?
It's normally a trio, but our drummer's not here tonight. He does lots of other stuff, and tonight was the one night he couldn't make for a gig, so we cut back and we did a little acoustic duo thing. And I played guitar, acoustic guitar, and I sang some vocals. Dave,
I play bass, and occasionally I say other words that he doesn't. So yeah.
And sometimes words I do say.
Sometimes we do words
in a
together.
slightly different tone.
Yes.
And how long have you guys been going for?
Since the 1st of January 2011.
Ooh.
Very precise.
And how long have you known each other?
We've known each other since about 2009. Like, he was an acoustic singer-songwriter, and I occasionally played bass with him. And me and Paul, our drummer, we played together for quite a while. And we decided to become a real band on the 1st of January 2011.
It's like very preempted. Is that a word? Preempted is good. Yeah, okay.
A real band.
Yeah, we had a few songs kicking around that we decided that we wanted to do as a real band, and we kind of went into the studio and recorded them. And we've got a shiny new album which we're going to be constantly pushing for the rest of our lives.
And where can we get that album?
You can
get
get
a merch stand over there.
We can get it from a merch stand over there, or if you're online, you can get it from Spotify, iTunes, and other services are available.
Bandcamp, www.thebritishibm will provide you all the links you need to purchase our album and t-shirts. And we also released a single recently on floppy disk, 3.5-inch floppy.
Ooh, floppy.
Does the idea of a 3.5-inch floppy excite you?
Of course it does. What genre of music would you describe yourselves as?
Within the bracket of indie rock,
with the occasional piece of folk influence thrown in.
When it goes acoustic, it goes kind of like a little bit acoustic, like old, not old country, a little bit country on there.
Country.
Yeah, some of it's country.
Who are your main musical influences, Dave?
We will say bands like Blue Tones, Sam Forrest, Nine Black Alps, Mark Morris. We've actually had the pleasure of playing with Mark Morris and Sam Forrest from Nine Black Alps.
Yeah. Broken Family Band.
Yeah, Broken Family Bands we're a big fan of. Any other bands?
Anything within the mid-90s kind of thing, like new stuff.
New Radicals, we're a big fan of New
They're
Radicals.
good, aren't they? They're not new anymore though, are they? But they were good.
I'm now with Emily Sendall, who does all the marketing for the Citizens Advice Bureau. Hi Emily.
Hi.
Are you having a good night?
Having a brilliant night. I'm so happy with how well it's gone. I'm literally smiling all night. Like, so chuffed.
Can you just tell us a bit about your involvement with this particular night?
Yeah, basically I've sort of organised the night. The venue was secured by our chief executive, but in terms of the band, the media support and all the marketing, I've pretty much secured all of that, really. I've had a little help from some friends, so I can't take all the credit, but yeah, I'm so chuffed with how well it's turned out.
How long did it sort of take for you to organise this event?
To be fair, it's been quite a short space of time. Our chief executive said about a month ago, we can do this event, when do you want to do it? And I said, let's just go for 4 weeks, and we've blasted it out in that amount of time. So there's been a lot of work involved, a lot of press releases sent, a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, but we've done it, and I'm really chuffed.
It's a really good night and a really good turnout. And in terms of venue, are you pleased that you chose this venue?
The venue's perfect. I mean, it's a pretty new venue. I don't think it's been open even a year yet, and there's so much character, and obviously they brew all their own beer, and it's a popular venue, and I think it's perfect, really. I mean, the bands love it. A lot of the bands haven't played here before. It's the first time they've played here, but they love it. I love it. Everybody seems to love it.